We're just trying to tell the truth of what it takes to go from $500 to 8 figures in ecom. We've almost went busto 4 times. Every time we've been going through that pain point and like having to figure shit out, I've always been like, I wish there was a camera documenting this.
My name is Teresa Roberts and my passion is filmmaking. So I applied for a marketing internship.
What happened that changed it?
Then I had an interview with David, and the first thing he said to me on the Zoom call was like, I liked your movie. And I was like, oh, I didn't even think that you would have watched that. Like, that's great.
The reason why I've wanted to do this channel for a long time is because there's a lot of great ecom commentators and content creators out there, but they all seem to have like a very specific focus on data and marketing. Our whole focus here is consumer psychology and creativity. Can I also just say that if I was to do this 2 years ago, I'd be so self-conscious that there was someone with a camera filming me right now and I no longer give a fuck. So that just means I'm getting old.
Sounds pretty good.
It's good, yeah. We're back at Gino's.
We're back at Gino's, back where it all began. So this is where we came for our first in-person interview.
The person who is starting an ecom brand, what do you think they're going to get out of this?
If you're going into ecom, you're going to gain a lot of outlook into how to approach building a company that isn't filled with hacks and like get rich quick schemes and like overnight successes. It's going to be genuinely real and truthful and authentic. And I think that's the most helpful advice that you can receive. I reckon that's okay. I think the first thing to address is how we're going to be building this channel. How's it going to work?
The goal is to post every weekday.
Yeah.
Which is a really big, ambitious goal.
Casey Neistat.
I think consistently being able to publish stuff that is true and that's entertaining, that's really the end goal. And that's really difficult in a industry of ecom, which is surrounded by selling and marketing, often very dry. And often when you've got marketing, you've got people pandering to an audience, which means there's a lack of authenticity a lot of the time. But what I want to do, and I'm sure you want to do the same thing, is produce these videos so that we can look at them when they're finished and be like, that's how I really feel. That's what I believe is the truest thing that I could say. And that's what I think will help the person watching. But also it was fun to watch. It was like entertaining to watch. That's the end goal.
I think it's really refreshing as well to receive content like that, especially on social media. A lot of stuff is hyper romanticized or sugar-coated as being easier than it is, or like even, Instagram as a concept is just like your highlights reel. It's like all your best moments. So you don't really get to see like real stuff like that often. Whenever you do, it's always like what inspires me the most. Why did you want to call the YouTube channel Ecom Soup?
I wanted to call this channel Ecom Soup because I felt like there's so many things that go into ecom. It's really like you just often throwing shit in there and seeing what works. And I know that might not be the best way to make soup, but the other side of it was like everybody has these ecom king, ecom don, ecom master names, like, and I've got no beef with those people, but I just thought it was like a little bit more lighthearted to call it something stupid. It's like if we start to break ecom down into skill sets, there's so many skill sets that you really need to master in order to be good at ecom. We'll start with the creative ones. You got copywriting, then you have design, you have video, you have web design and conversion rate optimization. Those 4 things would take almost a lifetime to get great at. And you can't really succeed in ecom until you get great at them or until you understand them at such a level where you can hire somebody great. So that's kind of like, whenever we see these ecom guys who are selling courses or selling something, they're trying to make it look so easy to people because they're selling a lifestyle. But the reality of this game is so difficult because you have to master those skills. And mastering any skill is difficult, let alone multiple skills. And so I guess the point of this channel is to bring awareness to that difficulty, but at the same time, articulating why it's worth it in the end. Like, not only do create a successful business and have like more financial freedom. But you also grow as a human and you like uncover all of this shit that you've been carrying around since you were a kid in order to get better. And that's like a deeper way of looking at it. Like I was talking to my friend the other day and I was saying how like entrepreneurship for me has been this spiritual journey. And he laughed and laughed and laughed. Like he couldn't believe I could say something so stupid or so like woo woo. But I got really serious with him. I was like, bro, you have no idea how much fear I had to confront in order to keep on going through times where it feels like you want to quit or times where you almost go busto or whatever. So you're constantly looking in the mirror and having to confront the person that might stop you from continuing, which is yourself. And in what I just said, that big rant and rave is the key message of Ecom Soup and like what we'll go through over the course of these videos.
Yeah.
We're making this video is for somebody who wants to build something, but views the world in a more creative way. And so ecom is often media buying, data, marketing, and it can get really specific and like kind of start to lack its soul. And if you're into building a brand, there's like the thing that you gravitate towards when you want to build a brand is like the feeling that other brands have given you. You know, like Apple or Leica or Dyson or, you know, these brands that have a feeling. And so I feel like those people are much more creative at heart and they want to build something, an ecom brand, for all the other reasons, like the lifestyle, everything, but they want to approach it from a creative point of view. And that's what we've done here to build a company from 500 to 8 figures a year, is by just focusing on that consumer psychology, creativity, mapping them together. And so that's what I want to discuss, because I don't think anybody's discussing it.